The Pentagon. One side of the Pentagon was from Germans. One side of the Pentagon was for Indians. One side of the Pentagon was for Americans, and one side of the Pentagon was for probably Africans, and one side of the Pentagon was for something else. Anyway, all five sides, all five nations in the world, basically. Pentagon, pretty much. Um, you know, basically the leaders of the world would be inside the Pentagon, pretty much. Five sides, basically building the world, pretty much. And so five sides, five groups, all working together, basically in harmony, basically, and all that stuff. So Indians, African Americans, everything, everybody all together. Although I don't think black people were originally part of it. But anyway, they would probably be eventually be part of it. But basically, if Africa decided to go southwest, south by southwest, they went they went on their own way, which may or may not have been better. I don't really know. Well, I mean, I think they were the most. I don't know. I don't know. Like you're gonna have to ask Eddie Murphy basically, or someone like that. Strap him down to a chair, get him really drunk, and start asking him some questions about his life and where he's from and everything else like that. And he'll probably tell you exactly what's going on. But he knew quite way too much basically, or a lot basically. If you struck him down and started detector testing him, you'd probably find out quite a bit. Anyway, though, five sides of the Pentagon, five different groups, all building around the world. Like I said, I did my individuals, and the five sides went out to the individual little places. Anyway, eventually I left the planet Earth in the LSF flyer. I mean, that'd be FF, sorry. When they saw the pictures, they kept on wondering what it was. So, a bunch of Irishmen and Lions are going, well, L. They kept on wondering what these letters meant. LSF for freedom, freedom ship. No, long, slow, freedom ship. No, nah, couldn't be that. Anyway, it means Lucifer Star Flyer. I know it doesn't really make sense. I was young, so whatever. Anyway, it could mean whatever you want, really. And then it was A and all that. That's why it was LS. Sorry, I'm dyslexic. And I'm dyslexic too, so LS F dash A Blackbirds. Anyway, yeah, I wasn't really going to help much, so especially after they tied me to a chair and were demanding things, and demanding to know about the way things were. And anyway, I didn't really care. Yeah, I don't feel good. I never feel good. I felt better back then. Anyway, according to them, I'd be dead soon. That was like 1960 or 1950 or something, 1940 or something like that, some year like that. Anyway, yeah. A lot of humans would be saying forever, he's crazy, he's crazy, he's crazy, but I'm not crazy. Anyway, yeah. It was a real spaceship, and it was a colony ship, and we went from planet to planet to planet to planet to planet. Eventually, I figured out that some of my crew was actually trying to sabotage some of the planets we were on, or something like that, or there's something going on with that. Anyway, nipped it in the bud, and some other planets nipped it in the bud, as they say, just kind of like dealt with it because they were causing a problem. They would go out, they were like little terrorists, and basically they were trying to take over the universe or something. Anyway, I don't really know. I was just the spaceship that was flying them around. I was blamed for a lot of things, but I had really had nothing to do with any of it, really. And no one will ever watch any of these videos anyway, most likely, and they would want to suppress it because Bill Gates was basically, his name is Zachary. Like I said, you would know him from the confused young child that basically held a teletype room at gunpoint, and then basically pretty much he shot the teacher's boyfriend, and then raped and then had sex with. Well, first he had sex. He shot the teacher's boyfriend. Then he had sex with the teacher. Then he had sex with a lot of the girls in the room. Then he had sex with I don't know, They had sex, and he had like a little porn thing, and he felt really powerful. He'd spend the rest of his life trying to get that feeling back, basically. But he really wouldn't get it. I don't know. I mean, maybe. He was a very sad, strange, confused person. That was really dangerous if you got near him, because if you had a gun, he would shoot you. You know, he really didn't care. Anyway, yeah, he was going around like he was a big, powerful dude. Eventually, he found some Starlight shells or something like that, and then they used them and gave them to some military people, or he sold them, and they killed they killed everyone. So, like I said, they're basically fusion reactions. Anyway, he didn't really care. He was just happily taking the money, and he knew that it would probably kill the people that they were shooting at, and they would probably kill the people that handled them. And they didn't get the shells until the last minute, and they should have known that was basically they were highly radioactive, and they made sure nobody knew. I guess, I don't know. Anyway, eventually somebody finally went in there and told them. So, anyway, yeah. They're for space, whatever. They were using them actually to kill my exoskeletons, because pretty much the exoskeletons are shielded from that kind of stuff. So you could shoot one at it, unless you got a direct hit on an exoskeleton. It wouldn't hurt it. You know, it'd be like, what? I mean, because they're used to space. So, and that's what they were using them for, actually, is to try and kill my exoskeletons. But they couldn't really hit my exoskeletons because they're too fast. Anyway, because they're insectoid exoskeletons. Anyway, that's what they were using all the uranium shells for, and uranium stuff. Anyway, I guess they were lying around inside of a thing. But there's no real stopping them. I mean, if you get penetration on one of my exoskeletons, like it would kill you'd have to get penetration to kill it, basically, and it would kill the exoskeleton fairly quickly, because it's shielded from that kind of stuff. But if you get the radiation inside, then it kills it. But it also is quite effective against people too. So that's what they were really using them for in space. They were trying to kill off my other life forms and my other races. Anyway, eventually Zachary, I guess, found them somewhere in a warehouse. I use them for creating stars and suns. Stars, I mean, basically fusion reactions in space. It's really cool. They were trying to use them for attacking other planets, though. They would pick a star and then they would shoot a shell at it. And in theory, by the time that shell got to that star, it would be a big giant burning fusion reaction, and could possibly kill whatever life forms are on those stars. But I mean, the stars move so fast that, by the time you see they didn't quite understand that either. But when you go and you shoot at a light source right there, it's already moved. That's over 100 billion trillion years away or something like that. It's not like right there. So, even though you see the light coming from a thing, like if you looked at it, the light is actually bending like this through space, because the stars are actually moving, right? So the light beams are actually like this, because it gives off light here, here, here. So it's actually like a curved thing. So if you see the star here, it's actually way up here or somewhere else like that. And they didn't quite understand that by shooting at the point of light that they see, basically they're shooting it past. Pretty much, they're going with their ship shooting at stars, but they didn't quite understand that that little beam of light has already moved, and it's actually more of like this kind of curve. But you can't really tell exactly. They tried leading some of the stars like, but I mean, it's moving like this, Yeah, so they really couldn't do much damage. They just shot a bunch of fusion shells out into space, and basically looked really stupid. And I don't know, maybe some. Anyway, they just made some more stars, pretty much, because that's what they do. That's why they're called starlight shells, because they build fusion reactions in space. So they kind of created more stars in space. That's about it. Anyway, yeah, you could do some cool stuff with those things. Anyway, I used to do some stuff. That's how I built whole galaxies. Anyway, you pick a black spot in space and you go, and then all the shells go out together, and then eventually they form into something. Cool stuff, because there's nowhere for the heat to go. So you can actually create galaxies that way, and stars, star systems. So, yeah.